attend. Ye quick of ear and swift of scroll, for this tale rideth hard, yet speaketh soft. A city of steeples, known as Hallow, a market of murmurs, fog like a veil with opinions. Enter Mr. Excel, quill sharp, ledger clean, mind like a grid, balanced and cold. Enter Ms.Valley, eyes like flint, step like a verdict, wit that snappeth like frost. They are betrothed, and it is cute yet also strategic. They are partners in truth, and the truth that of beauty. Their brand is order. The world has trouble with that.
The trouble hath a name, Mr. Raker. A tradesman who once sold nails and now chews his nails. He cometh running, he crieth, help me, or I am undone. He vaunteth a book from under his cloak. Its boards are black, its corners are bitten with time. Upon its cover, a sigil like a flower but tidy. He whispereth, it speaketh English by symbols. It foretold my path twice, yea thrice. It read me like a scroll. I did not like the font. Mr. Excel saith, speak plain. Ms.Valley saith, and speak all. Mr. Raker swalloweth his fear.
It was giving demure menace. Mr. Excel turned the pages with his cautious fingers. Lines of strange marks, curious little hooks and bows, arcs that kiss and depart, dots like grains of night. Ms.Valley bent lower. Her breath was an inquiry. I have seen such marks, saith she. Not these exact yet. Likewise, quick signs for quick minds. Shorthand brachygraphy, if thou wilt. A language of speed made into a theater of wonder. Raker swalloweth his fear and setteth the book upon the table. The candle beside it trembleth like gossip. He telleth how he did walk yesterweek in the lattice lane. There was a shop he had near seen. There was a bell that rang and did not ring within. A gentleman of smoke and careful hands. He sold him this book for a price too fair to be real. Then the shop vanished as if swallowed by linen blink and no stall. Blink and no sign. The lane as ordinary as bread. Mr. Excel watched. Ms.Valley listened. The city of Hallow breath slow. Mr. Raker continued.
I took it home to jest with it, to sneer, to dare. For I am not a gull, low-key. I am streetwise as any. Yet the symbols did whisper when I warmed the page. They made lattices of meaning. They spelled my name. They spelled out words in English. They told me where to step and not step. I followed. I lived. I disobeyed once. I bled. He showed the proof, a scar like a comma on his wrist. The book lay there, innocent, petting the table with silence. My habit, he said, haunted. It knew me. Ms.Valley was cool as marble, but her eyes were scrolling at speed. She turned to the end paper and pried up a corner gently, as one who knows glue by its side. Beneath a disc set within the board, a volvel, a secret dial. She turned it with a nail. The dial clicked. Letters rose from the text, like ghosts that had learned literacy. Mr. Excel looked as if gifted a new column to fill. He took the dial and set the outer ring to R. Raker. He turned the inner ring to the date of the market accident. Symbols on the page aligned to the slits in the foredge. Words appeared in his mind before they did in air. Ms.Valley spoke, crisp as lintel. It knoweth you because you gave it the key when you bought it. Thy name, thy quarter, thy trade. This dial is married to that data. Turn it thus, and the page alligneth with a more pattern that births letters, like two sets of bars shaken in slow anger. The eye maketh meaning, the mind supplieth fate. Raker's mouth opened like a door in a storm. So it was all trick. Nay, saith she, it is trick and not. For the shopkeeper and his guild choose their words with the cruelty of horoscopes. Makers, general enough to fit the many, specific enough to frighten the one. They pull from a list of portents common to this city. Hallow, falling signs, loose cards, debt buyers. Orange doors are everywhere in this parish. Thou didst see doom because thou wast told to see. Then thou sawest a path that seemed safe because thou wast told to step.
Raker balked. If to shorthand, why doth it speak from the future? Why doth it know me? Why doth it name me thrice in one page and tell me the hour to pass the square? Ms.Valley smiled the smile that setteth rats to repentance. We shall see, saith she, Mr. Excel nodded his head like a metronome. We audit the unreal. We present our findings to daylight. The two went out at dawn with the book closed and tied. The city of Hallow coughed fog onto their cloaks. Geese scrolled past like stay notifications. They passed the bell tower that judgeth the hours. They passed the fishwives whose voices were immortal and unkind. They entered lattice lane, which in the morning keepeth secrets like a miser. There was no shop. Only brick, moss, and a silence that made eyes. But Mr. Excel noticed the mortar. He always doth. He is drawn by to patterns. He picked with his penknife behind, a hinge too new for this old alley.
Raker balked. If 'tis shorthand, why doth it speak from the future? Why doth it know me? Why doth it name me thrice in one page and tell me the hour to pass the square? Ms.Valley smiled the smile that setteth rats to repentance. We shall see, saith she, Mr. Excel nodded his head like a metronome. We audit the unreal. We present our findings to daylight. The two went out at dawn with the book closed and tied. The city of Hallow coughed fog onto their cloaks. Geese scrolled past like stay notifications. They passed the bell tower that judgeth the hours. They passed the fishwives whose voices were immortal and unkind. They entered lattice lane, which in the morning keepeth secrets like a miser. There was no shop, only brick, moss, and a silence that made eyes. But Mr. Excel noticed the mortar. He always doth. He is drawn by to patterns. He picked with his penknife behind. A hinge too new for this old alley. Ms.Valley laughed quickly. A man said, quietly, I think I know their scheme. They appear at the third bell, when the lane's shadow mask alignment with their painted brick. Perspective hides them until it doth not. They leave when the sun slides. In the interim, they harvest names, trades, roots, and gossip. They bake prophecies from custom flour. They sell fear and relief in one-stitch binding. Mr. Raker trembled like a sonnet in a storm. Am I then a fool? We are all fools, said Ms.Valley. Only some of us invoice it. We will go again at noon. We will press the stall for truth. We will either get answers or become theater. Noon again, third bell again. The hinge twitched again. The panel rolled like a serpent shedding a lie. The stall breathed and lived. The same man, or a brother vector. He smiled with eyes like ink in a glass. He recognized them and did not. He said, with a bow too smooth to be borne, my masters and mistress, would you purchase another future? Ms.Valley said, we would purchase your conscience at cost. We have the book. We have the dial. We have the code. We can read the English from thy swarming symbols. We know thy forecast hath footnotes. We know the shop is a tent that foldeth. We know your guild is deep as the docks. We also know this, you have predicted us. For the last page whispered our names. It said Excel, it said Valley, it said Raker. Tonight, at the river, there will be fire. The man's smile chipped at the edge. The lane shivered. Mr. Excel felt numbers go sideways in his mind. Raker clutched the book like a baby loon. Ms.Valley stood without wobble. Speak, said she. If thou kindled that fire, say it now. If the book lied, say it now. If it told truth, tell me how truth was fed to it beforehand.
His hands drummed respectfully, he said, that depends. But the lane whispered to him. He folded the stall again like origami grief, gone, like a tab closed. Like a thought deflected, this alley said, try harder. We will, saith Ms.Valley, we will be insufferable if we must. Back at their table, they disrobe the book from its deceit. Ms.Valley noticed the four-edge painting faint and coy. Hold the leaves fanned, and a picture appears. Not a picture, a code, a band of small slits like the gills of a fish, Mr. Excel laid a thread across the page. The thread aligned with certain marks and not with others. He whispered numbers as if counting these. Ms.Valley lit the candle, not steady, but with a sway. Let the flame rock as a pendulum, let the shadows dance like scandal. Then it happened at the correct cadence. The little hooks became letters, not all at once. Not like a revelation that kicks down the door, more like a rumor becoming fact. Step left at second chime. Avoid orange door, fortune on the morrow at the quay, Mr. Raker gasped. That is what it said to me. That is what I did. I turned left. I avoided the orange. I met a man who paid a debt I thought dead. It knew the color, he said, hushed.
Masquerade of brick paint upon canvas. A panel that rolled back and vanished. A shop that can fold like a letter. Pop up, pop out, say less. It is giving deliberate vanishing. It is giving stagecraft. They lingered till noon. At the third bell, the light from the south struck the alley at a slant that bestowed glamour to cobbles and trash alike. The hinge stirred. A slit opened. Air breathed inward as if the alley had a lung. A stall unfolded from nothing and became something. Shelves quick as prayer, paper quick as sin. A man with a smile that cut and mended at once. He saw them. He bowed with theatrical sorrow. Dear patrons, we are closed, or perhaps open. It dependeth on whether you deserve me. Ms.Valley saith, we deserve answers. Mr. Excel saith, we desire invoices.
An hour later, as she descended the stairs, she almost tripped on a stray glove. She caught the rail and did not fall. She said to the empty hall, kindly ratio me. Was it prophecy? No, it was preparation disguised as fate. It was the nonsense that gets inside the ear and squats. It was the thread that catches on any nail and screams, I told you so. She smiled to the house like it owed her rent. She knew. The explanation was complete. The mystery solved and yet still spicy. If thou must have it in summary, take it thus. The symbols were shorthand. Clerk's lightning writ small. They mapped to letters by a code set in the spine. A dial of Volvel sets the offset. The four-edged slits in the swing of a candle make a moire. The eye reads emergent letters. The mind eager reads itself. It feels like the future because the guild behind the stall lived in the present with manic attention. They knew roots, they knew debts, they knew doors, orange and otherwise. They timed their pop-up with light and shadow. They vanish because canvas folds quickly when fear is applied. Either way, thou obeyed a page. The book is not prophecy. It is persuasion rigged to personal keys. Mr. Excel added, the marks themselves are shorthand. They map to letters of our English tongue. Not ordinary print, but the swift hand of clerks boiled into glyphs. Tachygraphs turned to spectacle. There be notches and dots that show their order for those who know the code. The candles swing and the slits in the four-edge paste thy reading to their tune. If thou hold it too fast, the words die. If thou hold it too slow, the words split. Thus they bind thy mind to their tempo, they become thy metronome. Raker whispered to the scar on his wrist as if it were capable of dialogue, but it told me of the sign that fell. Twice it saved me. Once it warned me. How could a code know the wind? Ms.Valley did not blink because men set the sign and men knew it shook. Because the guild that sold the book likely runs with the same that hangs the boards. A marketplace of whispers serveth all. If one knoweth the rot behind the orange paint, he can sell thee a miracle that gracefully avoids that rot. We are all low-key predictable. We walk the same lanes. We drink the same ale. We stop where our debts are held. The book reads not the stars, it reads us. Mr. Excel spread a piece of paper and began encrypting the marks into letters with neat fury. He wrote, then read. Sooth, he murmured, here is a list of 20 phrases, all false specific, all credible. This is a library of illusions. Pick thy poison. The dial chooses which 3 thou wilt see on a given day. It seemeth bespoke, it is curated. They turned again to the binding. Hidden beneath the backboard a torn ribbon of blue, once a seal, stamped with a device of 2 compasses kissing at angles. Valley looked at the light. She was making a sandwich of inference and salt.
Choose a method, choose a self. The man sighed as if collapsing a lung. I sell wonders, said he, because men ask for them. I listen, because they speak too much while wanting silence. We trade in patterns, we trade in the weight of habits. We know when a barge is loaded with resin. We know the tinder in the docks is dry as judgment. We know the hour, we correlate as a prayer. We whisper in print, and when the world acts like the world, we collect. The fire is not my flame. It is the city known as Hallows. I only know it will leap because its tail is already warm. It will be the river's glow whether I sell a page or not. Mr. Excel did the math in his pulse. He saw it, patterns upon patterns, noise with teeth, correlation, that fly devil, dressing as prophecy. Ms.Valley stepped forward. Then you know also that I shall report you to the watch, that your hinge will rust under a fine, that your canvas will be cut, that your dial will be pried and copied, that your guild will migrate like geese and start anew. Say it. You know it. You predicted that too. The man looked at the alley as if it were his mother. He folded the stall swift as a lie told twice. He was gone. The hinge sat like a lizard caught. Ms.Valley holstered her scorn. Mr. Excel steadied Raker with a hand. Night fell like a dropped curtain that was never hemmed. They went to the river because why not? You ever see chaos and just go? It giveth main character energy.
He was not foolish, he was human. Mr. Excel returned to his ledgers and wrote numbers that refused superstition. Ms.Valley returned to her vows and sharpened them till they cut lies at the ankle. Mr. Raker sold nails again, but this time with a look that honored wood like a friend. The stall did not return to Lattice Lane for a season. When it did, the hinge was new and the canvas was different. The tricks were the same, but the words had a new cologne. A watchman bought a book, he read it and felt seen. Ms.Valley sighed and said, the hustle is eternal. So the world remains, mystery is marketable, truth is patient. Symbols shall always look like secrets when a candle dances them into English. But your life is not a cipher unless you lock it. Wise up, read slow.
Arrived, and the wind tasted of pitch. Men shouted at a distance that everyone recognized. Fire woke. The spark leaped. Someone cried. A plank screamed. He did fast math. Raker held the book like a shield against what he had purchased. Ms.Valley stood and counted the beads between gusts. Mr. Excel measured the spread as a grid that he hated. The fire indeed leapt, not because the book wrote it, but because carelessness had a schedule, and schedules are scripture. In the red flecks of the flames, Ms.Valley took the book and opened to the last page. She turned the dial to E for Excel. She turned the inner ring to the night. The letters swam. Here now, this is the part. She read aloud, voice flat and wild in the heat. You shall see the river burn. You shall meet your names in the flow. You shall understand the trick. You shall still be haunted. Mr. Excel breathed like a bellows. Raker wept for a while and then did not. Ms.Valley shut the book with care, as if it were a throat. On the morrow, she wrote it out for the watch. Shorthand to letters, letters to words, words to the man with the hinge. She mapped the guild as far as her thread would run. She named the more trick. She named the candle's cadence. She named the bell and its hunger for gossip. She named the way vague counsel sounded precise when one is scared. She named the orange doors that are everywhere, if thou wish to be warned of them. She named the way the book coaxeth obedience by rhythm, not reason. She placed it like a mirror in the sunlight and made it shout. She also kept one page. Yes, do not judge. She kept the page that set the dial to V for Valley. She read it only once. It said, in that calm voice the cunning always choose, beware the mockery on the staircase. She laughed and tossed the page into the hearth because nothing controls Ms.Valley but Ms.Valley.
And in all this noise and all this fire, one thing yet glows. Love, snarky and sturdy. Betwixt Mr. Excel and Ms.Valley, he counts her laughs, she corrects his columns. Together they walk the lane at noon full of eyes. They do not fear the hinge, they do not fear the page. They respect the craftsmanship and disclaim the spell. They place their trust not in symbols, but in each other, which low-key is the only enchantment that performeth on time. Thus in death our account fast, tight, true enough to bite, tie it with ribbon. Call it a day, but keep an extra match away from the river. Just saying.